What song?
Imagine Dragons.
What do you... Bella, get your shoes on.
Imagine Dragons.
Say hi to everyone.
But no one's on.
Is this yours? Don't leave your wrappers.
Garbage. Garbage.
Is this yours?
Hi, Aunt Stacy. Hey. Hey.
Turn your arm down.
Me?
No. Oh, Jake's got the phone. All right. I wasn't telling you to turn it on, Jake.
That's Uncle Donnie's fault.
Why does no one pick him up?
What?
He said he was at a wake.
Yeah.
Why would he tell you that he could come pick you up if he was at a wake? It doesn't make sense.
Whatever.
I mean, that way you guys can each hear. These ones plugged in? What? What? Are you going to add Donnie? Yeah. What? Jacob has it. Hold on. Bring it to Uncle Donnie.
Let me see.
Give it to Chris.
I'll try to figure it out. I don't know if I can, but. Hey guys.
What song should we play?
Hello, Alice. Hi, Crystal. Donnie, you should sing. Hi, Karina. Lily. Did you do it? Hey!
I've got this room then.
Stella left her there
Put it on the window.
for 16 hours.
Put it on the window.
I'm not pulling
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, okay.
Which is good now. Yeah. What did you want me to play? Far Away by State. So far away. So Far Away by State.
Guys.
What's up, brother?
Right. Make it up so that thing is taped up there.
I need tape.
She's got it out there.
Where is it?
I don't know, ask her.
Hold on.
Wait, what are you doing, Jake? Facebook Live?
Facebook Live.
Catch everybody, yeah.
If you guys have any topics you want to post about, feel free to. I'll also listen to 106.3 FM if you can't hear what's going on. Anything you guys want us to talk about, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's
good. Again, as long as it's clean and.
Did you add Uncle Donnie
Yeah,
to the chat?
Radio.com and click the Patreon button. You will qualify if you donate by July 1st, a donation of $10 a month or more. And then you'll have a chance to do your own show on Wednesday evenings.
He said he added you.
Our thanks to you, our supporters.
What?
Well, never mind. He's got the Walking Dead. Who died?
I mean, I know she's right.
What? Pick one more song.
You Got It Bad by Usher. Just kidding, just kidding.
Oh my God, you're.
Oh no, cute phone.
No.
Green jersey.
Okay,
99 problems.
Donnie, why are you at it?
Yeah, can you see us all on your phone? Jacob.
I'm taking a chair. I'm too lazy to stand.
What's it called?
Can you see them in your phone?
Machine Gun Kelly, that song.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lead
The
You
No.
one- Yeah, Lead You On.
Did you drive your truck here?
Yes.
Did I give you gas money? Will you take me and the kids home?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see this.
I need to ride in the battery.
That's fine.
I really will.
You're riding the bike till we get there? Fine.
It's not that cold out. We don't break the law.
He's not riding the bike.
No. You want love by Anna.
Dude, we got 11. I don't want to tell everyone on Facebook. Before we got 11 needed.
Right here.
In our pockets.
You're the ones
Just
Brian.
kidding.
You're the ones Brian brought for himself.
I found them.
Yeah, no, nobody.
Don't press them.
They were right next to the
Okay, we all know Brian's being late tomorrow. Good to plan out.
Look at his comments on there. One of us.
Speechless right now. Just killer.
Dude, how did you get a little soccer player guy on there?
We have like a minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
I love this song.
You realize everybody in here is a guy right now? How often does that happen with hoof dealers? Never. Usually run by women.
What?
I know, that's sexist.
What is?
I'm revolting, Stephanie.
Well, it's all guys in here. Normally it's all like women usually.
The CEO and the VP are women.
Right.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Sexist.
We'll start with Chris and then just work our way around. So then we're now jumping in. Alright. So when we introduce
Steph, introductions, and I almost just choked on a butterscotch.
I could not hear anything you just said. What's going on, Rochester? Be the Change Radio. We got a full studio today. Nuffy in the house, obviously. We have CP, Christopher Perry. We have Brandon.
What's up, Rochester?
We have Brian.
Hello, Rochester.
We have Donnie.
What up, Rochester?
And then we have the infamous Deanakins and my hey in my niece Sierra. Hi. We're just kind of winging the show today. We didn't really practice too much, and we have some people missing and whatever. So it's just one of those days. It's been a rainy, weird Sunday.
It's been an awesome Sunday.
It has. Chris, yeah. You guys tell us about cleanup today because we
Soaking wet.
broke the record.
Well, there was a small group of us. There was probably only 5 or 6 of us out there for cleanup, and we only got to hit like 3 different locations. But we picked up like how many was it total?
1,126.
Yeah, and that was from 3 locations.
What?
That's crazy. And now these are locations that we hit every Sunday, right?
Every
Yes.
Sunday.
Just
insane.
at Sullivan in the field and behind the AutoZone there in the dumpster
Gotcha.
location, we found 400 or 546, I believe it was. And then we went to Ketchum, and Ketchum was unsecured again. The city had gone and boarded up the property, all the windows that were iffy, people had gotten into before, and then like grassroots organizations had done what they could to board it back up. Then last week we went, the basement was open. I forget what they call those doors they put down into the basement, but that was open.
Cellar doors.
Basement doors.
Well, thanks for the idea, guys. I'm talking about the like logistical term. for
Cellar
those-
doors.
Okay, cellar
Counselor.
doors. But anyways, so yeah, it was all boarded up, really good by the city, but we went around to the back of the house today and then, back door was the one same old board that's been on the house, and they had broken the bottom quarter out of it, and it was a perfect opening for
You a rat hole.
someone like me.
Little mouse hole.
And the pictures that they were sending, because I didn't go to clean up today, I got to stay home and hang out with my kitties. But the pictures that they were uploading, which you will be able to check out on our Instagram page this evening, were just so intense looking at. There were full rigs that were filled with blood, God knows what else. Just literally piles of needles. And like they said, these are spots that we go to regularly. Every Sunday we're stopping at them and cleaning them up. So for in a week time period for that to be that amount, it's definitely speaking volumes. It should be. So Rochester, you need to wake up. Like this is.
It's crazy though. 1 week it's down. We got like maybe 900. Then the next week it's like 1,000. Then it goes back down to 900 again. It just.
We've had weeks where we've gotten like 300.
Yeah, 300,
Yeah, but those weeks usually came more towards the winter time. When, I mean, now that it's warm out, that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we'll see areas where we'll see actual people sitting there, 6, 7, 8 people using in I mean, they're just standing there, open air. It's, I mean, hitting a little bit, but still, it's open air drug use, and it's crazy.
Right. I do gotta say this morning, the first people we've seen when we got into the field on television was the lady, there was a lady and a gentleman using over to the right there by that building. And by the way, Steph, they had boarded that little window that I was going in the last 2 weeks. They boarded that little window up in that like shed thing, like garage thing, that's all I can do. So they boarded that up. But anyway, the lady was like puking and trying to hit herself at the same time. And it was so,
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
wow.
like I needed to see that almost. You know what I mean? Like it just brought back because it's sometimes I get that euphoric recall and I can remember the good of it. And I remember like the consequences, like the eating on the dumpster and homelessness and stuff, but I don't remember the physical evidence. And like seeing that just reminded me of myself so much, being so sick that I'm trying to get high and I'm vomiting and damn near pooping on myself. And yeah, so seeing that this morning first thing was.
And I think, because we have people come volunteer with us, and sometimes they're like, my counselor said they didn't think it would be a good idea. But for me, this keeps me grounded and reminds me of where I came from, what my life was like, what the day-to-day cycle was like. And it's important. I need to remember that every single day.
Yeah, my counselor was concerned about me doing these cleanups too, because she thought that it might trigger me. But honestly, I think it's very humbling, and it helps me remind me where I came from, because my mind wants to forget all those things. Like your mind wants to forget pain, wants to forget all the shit you went through. And I try not to. So being out here every Sunday, being able to see needles and clean them up every Sunday helps me to stay sober. I mean, I have a lot of friends that say I don't think I could do that because, I'll see a bunch of needles and I'll get triggered. It'll make me want to use. But for me, it's the opposite. Like, I see them every Sunday. I help pick them up. So if I just see a needle somewhere, it's not going to trigger me. I'm exposed to it.
Yeah, it's like your mind, because your disease wants to make you think it was good, times are good. And when you think about it, what percentage of the time is one?
Why do you
If that,
your
it
voice?
was horrible.
Why does your voice make you want to call?
My, what a relaxing voice you got.
Brian's up there singing a Donnie lullaby.
Barry Manilow.
All right, now we went a little too far.
Oh, we can have him do it at Hope Stock.
Donnie, are you trying to make me come to your house while you sleep and stand over you and talk?
No.
I knew he wanted to go to
Oh, my
We'll lay off the support living thing.
Speaking of, Yeah, let's touch on that. So, Donnie's moved into supportive living. That's what it's called,
Yeah,
correct?
Donnie.
Right.
How's it going?
It's going good.
What is it like? Tell anybody who's considering that. I know Brandon's in it too. How is it?
It's actually it's an eye opener because you go from a halfway house that has 16 people in it to an apartment that has one person in it. And it's just starting over, like rebuilding yourself of how to do groceries again, how to cook, how to spend your money the right way. And they also keep you in different kinds of groups. They also keep you active in a lot of things too.
Now, when you see one person,
Well,
you're
I say one person because my roommate never comes out of his room. I don't even know if he's still alive.
My old roommate was exactly the same.
okay. So you have a roommate, and
Yeah.
do you get to know who this roommate is before you move in? Like,
No,
do
actually,
you?
I didn't even get to choose. Like they gave me this roommate and they said, "Here you go. Here's your room."
Well, yeah, you're not gonna get to choose your
Yeah.
roommate for supported living. I didn't
That'd be
choose
great,
mine
yeah.
either.
They're like,
I
here,
thought you
Donnie,
were
here's your
used to it.
roommate.
No.
Hasn't
I
been
feel like-
seen in 3 months. Here's your roommate.
Need lunch?
You need a lunch, Mark?
No, it's the same as a halfway house. They just place them as they're in order on some
Yeah.
kind of list.
Okay.
Manor Parkway.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a stone's throw from my. I can
Yeah, they're
literally
literally
get cardboard
they're right
stone
across
from
the
mine.
street from
Did
each
you do
other.
it? You tried?
I probably could break a window.
Oh yeah.
Bad news, man. They're not in the same apartment complex.
Oh boy.
My brother's coming. Dario's coming tomorrow. He's getting out of his inpatient and gonna be over in that area too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But as far as
As
supportive living goes, you get to see what you actually took away from like the halfway house. Because I know me personally, like being in the halfway house actually helped a lot. I mean, a lot of people complain about it. Nobody wants to be in a halfway house. But when I got to supportive living, I learned that I actually took a lot of kind of like life skills away from being in the halfway house. Like I got to keep things clean, but they get on you in the halfway house about keeping everything clean. Yeah, doing my chores. Like in the halfway house I was in, you had to wash your dishes like as soon as you use them, and I still do that to this day, even though I got my own place.
I had a whole sink full of dishes, and I just did them before I came over to your house. I don't even do dishes.
Oh my god.
For me, when I was in the halfway house, I'm like, why are they pushing these chores so hard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I guess it was such a big deal for me because I didn't have to do any of those things for so
Yes,
long.
right.
And, like,
You
Didn't
lived a
care.
lifestyle of no responsibility for so long that it's a reintroduction to society essentially,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a process. You start with a lot of strict, supervision, do this, do that, and then you move on to the next step, the next step, the next step. And unfortunately, it's like addiction just completely takes everything you've ever learned in life away, and
Yeah,
it's
that-
so
Or prevent you from ever.
or prevent you from ever learning anything.
Yeah, that's what's crazy part about it. Like I lost the skills and everything of how to even live anymore.
I had a piece of cardboard for a room.
I got a mop.
Well, you can use cardboard for a duck pan.
I got it.
We should have gotten together, bro.
You could have shared that cardboard.
You sweep with the cardboard, I'll switch up and do the dust
That
pan.
cardboard with our cardboard.
I got a broom, I got a dustpan, and I
And then we
picked up a
can
mop.
use it, and then I could
Nice.
have used it afterwards
Bravo.
for my
Thank
son.
you.
We're very crafty. I mean, we have to be, especially when we're going through the stuff we go through in active addiction.
We were actually
But
talking about
holy crap, yeah.
like how innovative you have to become to be homeless and like actually survive. And I'm not saying that you're ever living well when you're
No,
homeless,
yeah.
but in order to make it and like build that perception in your brain that you're okay or you're doing well out
Addicts are
there in
creative
order to
and
survive.
Clever. to some
I became
extent.
so creative, like I don't know, man. If I could just put that type of energy into
Boom,
work today,
right?
I'd be
Boom,
fuck that.
Sales skills that you learned.
Well, and that's what they
Never
say
built
we
that
have
up.
to. We have to utilize those skills.
Yeah, I've started. I mean, it's like Brian said, it's a process. I take that and run with it like with everything. I mean, it's probably bad. It's kind of turned me into a procrastinator. Like, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Yeah, but it's a process that probably should be a little more done than it is. You know, but I get it. Everything takes time. And I've definitely grown a whole lot in the last 9 months. But it's
Yeah, we all have a lot more growing to do stuff.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Just
Oh,
as
every
well.
day,
I'm a baby.
A lot.
I'm just coming out of mommy's belly.
Chris has a whole lot more growing to do.
Well, that's never
He's
gonna
like
happen.
Oh
5'2".
my gosh.
Let me go get the bad.
We have Tammy who has commented on our live feed. She's been clean for 2 years off meth.
Yeah.
And she said she's so thankful. And she's thankful that everyone's sharing their story. And that's something that we always promote and want people to do is share. Like, you need to share.
I just
You're
want
gonna
to
help
take
the next
regulations
person.
on that because it is really hard to get off meth. Meth is not a drug that is easy just to stop automatically. So she's doing a really good job and I appreciate it and keep it going.
Yes, congratulations.
Good job, Tammy.
I don't think.
You know, I don't want
That's not true.
That's not true.
Not even caffeine is easy to stop on right
No.
now. You have pounding headache for days, you know what I mean? It's like any chemical that is mind altering or
Listen,
physically
I
altering.
used to do meth, so I know that feeling.
Donnie.
Stop it. I just want to say though,
My
Steph.
clean date
Oh.
is 6.
Oh, 6.
So,
You're like,
No,
whoa.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
So Donnie celebrated 6 months on the 19th. I celebrated 9 months on the 20th. Karina celebrated 37 months on the 21st. And Brandon celebrates 9 months on the 26th. So we got like a row of it.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Where's Brian at? I don't know what you're.
Brian's clean days tomorrow.
That's really funny you say that on the air. 'Cause now that's great.
Brian's gonna get a random drug test tomorrow.
No, that's absolutely not true.
No,
6 months. I'm not sorry.
that's so cool. Look at amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, and oh yeah, I lost my train of thought for a second.
That's what drug use
Okay,
does.
I totally did again.
Drug use does this to you.
Oh,
This is your brain. This is your brain.
This is
That's
yeah, this is your brain, as I'm pointing at
right. Any
myself.
questions?
So in the last 3 weeks, it's like, okay, so we clean up weekly, and it's cool to like have the numbers for the weekly cleanup. You know what I mean? But if you think about it, in the last 3 weeks, if we weren't doing what we're doing, there'd be 3,300 more needles out there on the ground.
Just laying.
Oh my
there.
gosh, yeah.
On the sidewalks.
Where
on
we
the
see
fields,
kids, where we see,
yeah.
you know,
And to think about it in that aspect rather than a weekly thing for me, I don't know why, but like it makes me have a whole different sense of gratitude for what we're doing, and like really makes me see, like I know that we're making an impact regardless of how many needles we clean up. If we pick up one, we're making an impact. But like that's just insane to me, and like I feel like the city of Rochester, if you're listening, like get on board, man. Like it's crazy. As Stephanie said earlier in the show, we're doing this weekly. We're picking up 1,000 needles a week. And I'm not saying that everyone is fit to come out and clean up needles, but like get on board with doing whatever the heck you can to fight this pandemic.
There's no zero there where we are, but you know what? No, yes, there's tons of drug activity there, but there's a lot of families that are growing up there that, you know, people who we see all the time that have their kids out, that, you know, are on board with us. That, I mean, we've even seen people say, hey, we cleaned up that playground for you because, you know, our kids are playing over there. So it's not like just because it's, you know, the drug activity is high. I think we are families growing up there. There are kids running around there. There are people who are trying to live normal, good, better lives, you know, productive lives. And it sucks that they have to be there running around with, you know, their kids running around with needles all over.
Right,
You know,
having that
you know,
worry.
needles, you know,
Right.
for those kids just run around.
I mean, I don't even know what our overall count is since you started cleaning up, Stephanie, but it's got to be upwards of 20,000.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, because our count was off in the beginning too. So now we're actually keeping track of it, but we were just estimating by the jug and we were way off.
And as far as cleanup goes, I feel like we're having a lot of trouble even keeping up. Like, we only hit 3 locations today, and we're still picking up over 1,000 needles. Like, I feel like this could be a lot bigger because we're not even able to. We don't have the time to go to the other locations we used to go to all the time.
Right, it's
They have to be piling up over there because we haven't been able to make it.
I know when I was out there using it, Steph, I know that you can like account for this too. Like the spots where people use change normally because the spots where people cop change.
Oh yeah,
So we're
definitely.
like we're hitting all these spots. We have probably 10 regular spots that we go to, and a lot of those are spots that were really heavily used when I was out there using 9 months ago or whatever. And I feel like if we just did some networking with the still struggling addicts and asked them, you know, hey, is there any spots that people are really using a lot now? You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like people are like nervous to share that information with us because they feel like we're gonna go there and do something other than just clean up. We're not there. But I just feel like that there's spots that we have no idea about. You know what I mean? And if we're able to hit some of those spots, it helps be a lot more too.
I'm sure there are spots like that all over.
I totally agree. We always need people to come out and volunteer with us, whether it be at 821, if you just want to do outreach, hand out sandwiches, whatever the case may be, we need people there. And then we need people available for cleanup.
And not only what we're doing is great, but we're some pretty awesome people to hang out with.
Yeah, we are.
And if you're worried about maintenance, you should come to the kickball game.
Yes.
That's right.
In July.
We are having a kickball game. We are asking everyone to come at regular cleanup time to help us clean up the field, make sure all the sharps are off of it if there are any on it. We're going to be cleaning up the garbage. And we're going to have a good old-fashioned kickball game, and we want the community to come out and get involved. You know, a lot of people aren't comfortable coming out of their houses, bringing their kids out, letting them play. And there's this huge stigma attached to addicts, whether we're in recovery or not. We have a bad name to a lot of the people, especially down in that area, because, you know, we cause mayhem and chaos down there, just like the dealers.
Yeah.
And if we're all coming together and uniting to do something positive, how can something not
Stop. Keep going, girl.
Get
it going.
How can something positive come from that?
You're right.
You know what I mean? We are going to take a quick break in just a second. When we come back,
We're going to give you a great song to jam to.
Yeah, we are. We are going to talk to Sierra. Sierra just did prom. And we want to hear like what is being taught in the schools about drugs and drug safety, everything like that. So we are going to start off with our first song being Stained. Thanks to Donnie, he picked it out. If you don't like it, message him on Facebook. That's Donald.
AKA Big Donald Duck.
Keep listening to 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio, WRFC.
See the change. That's why I did it.
So we have lots of people on watching. Hi
You didn't
guys.
mention Recovery Fitness for the kickball game.
Yeah, we will do that when I come right back. You should have.
I was gonna, but then
Yeah.
I'm going to break lunch again.
Yeah, as soon as we come back, we'll talk about that. Because Recovery Fitness is a huge part of this. It's about teamwork and coming together and doing stuff. Huh? We're hoping to do that. Addict versus criminals game. Yeah. This is the man who's been reporting. You know?
Cry to the Blind wants in for Hope Stock. I don't know who that is.
We don't know any of her bands are.
We got Sierra and Adina, and the girls just
back.
ran off.
Nice. He does got new
So,
songs.
yeah, we're gonna be
You gonna get Rex
prom
back to the
and
game,
stuff.
Yeah, Rex.
You know,
Rex,
stuff
he's gonna
that
he's gonna get
we're
Rex.
about. I know you guys don't do dare, you graduated from dare, so it's pretty much all summer class.
I'm definitely the
So we'll find out what is being taught in the high schools.
Viewers.
We're gonna touch base on the kickball game again. Donations that we need.
I'm sure it was.
And stop.
For whole viewers?
Huh?
For whole viewers?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was like 700 something.
I meant 30,000.
Oh, no, it's.
Oh,
30,000.
Yeah, I had
Anything you
6
guys wanna
million.
say? We're still
No,
live. Here, I'm gonna give the phone to them for a second, so they can talk and say hi.
Yeah, you give like, you give them
I am. I gotta do this.
This guy said, what if you're both criminal and addict?
Well, hello, everyone.
Well,
I think most addicts are criminals, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the cam.
I mean,
No.
Wow, that phone is really
Me
hot,
too.
Nuffy.
me
I
too,
know.
Scotty.
No, because they were saying like criminals versus cops or something like that.
Yeah, criminals versus cops. Totally.
Yeah, they don't really teach you much in the school, but
But what,
Oh, we named it.
there's some things.
Soap dealers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is all fake. I
That's
was
what you
like,
get
soap
when they
dealers
count
versus
the
hope- the soap dealers versus the hope dealers. Where can you go wrong?
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. In other states, they're even younger than that. They're like 13.
Well,
Oh
last
my
year
God.
there was a 12 or 13-year-old that overdosed in the runaway.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah. That's crazy.
Half an hour.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying just talk over it.
It's called solder.
Let's just, I've been doing it all day anyway.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
like this
Woo! Nick, what are you doing?
I wanna talk about prom.
Okay, so when we come in, we're gonna talk about rock recovery fitness again for a second. Yeah. What did they just do?
Jacob.
We ran
Oh,
40
the
miles.
Letchworth State Park. 40, I forgot what it's called, that 40-mile.
No,
They ran
it's
40
on you.
miles in
40
I
in 10 hours.
In 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called.
Just mention I wish I could say what I want.
5 seconds.
5. Nippy! Make it look at the ceiling.
And we're back.
Back and back and back and back.
Ruined the song. It did not end yet.
Dude, it totally ended.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
And
it
you were supposed to fade it out.
Yeah.
Dude,
you did. Come on.
Listen, I don't have the skill.
Okay,
Every
yeah.
time I try and fade it out, I leave it off. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is nothing coming on?
I'm like, stop, you faded it out.
Yeah, and I left it like that. So we were just talking over the break about how we're doing this kickball event with Rock Recovery Fitness. And they do amazing things in the community. They've got tons of events, but they just did, you said it, how many? A 10-hour?
Yeah, a couple of people from Recovery Fitness did a 40-mile run in Letchworth State Park. Took them like 10 hours, I think. That's how.
So crazy.
Yeah, they're definitely insane.
They are.
Oh,
Are they human?
they are,
I don't
right?
think so. I'm not sure. No. But yeah, Recovery.
We know you're a big
Oh my
They are, yeah, it's insane.
Recovery Fitness has tons of
We're
tons of
jealous.
stuff going on, especially now that it's summer. I mean, Tuesday we're going kayaking, and they're doing a kickball game. We're doing the kickball game in conjunction with Recovery. I think it was the second Sunday of July. Yeah, they're gonna be part of that too. So
Jimmy K.
there's a lot of other events on. I don't know off the top of my head. It's all on the Facebook page. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a huge thing. We would like that to be a regular activity to utilize that field, because right now the field is being utilized for crappy stuff that
Yeah,
nobody likes.
Field is being utilized for shooting up, pretty much.
Right. That's
What?
where we pull a lot of these needles out of. So,
300 to 500 every week.
right.
Wow.
So,
Insane.
Sierra.
Hi.
Hi. How was prom?
Prom was fun.
I can't hear you. Is her mic not working? Can you guys hear her over there?
No, we can't hear it.
Barely.
The mic is not
Talk
on.
again.
Hello.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Okay. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You
So-
gotta please stand up.
I know. I don't know what's going on with it. So prom went well.
Yeah, prom was fun.
Very cool. So did your health teacher talk to you guys about any things before?
Well, with me being now a senior and my junior year, we didn't really do much of health. Basically, it was just, assemblies, practicing, drinking, and, all the things that could happen. But there wasn't really much.
And do they talk about hard drugs or is it just mainly drinking and marijuana and?
No, they definitely do talk about some hard drugs. They talk about heroin, they talk about methamphetamines, they talk about,
Crack cocaine.
yep.
Thanks, Don.
I was a little lost for words.
Did they talk about it?
He got you, man.
I'm so going back to school.
So what do you think that they need to be talking about more?
Honestly, I just really need, I feel like my school and other schools all around need to start talking about like, the withdrawal symptoms and, recovery and how, everyone's here to help you. You're not in a world with like people that won't help you. And it's better to speak up than not say anything at all.
Now, have you known of any people, like kids your age, who use drugs in your school? You obviously don't have to say names, but like, is it going on in your school?
It was actually. It was for quite a while. I don't really care for saying names, honestly.
Right. Yeah, no, we're not about that.
Right.
But we just want to know, like.
Well, I had a friend that was 18 around the time, and she was, struggling with heroin, and she was just not okay. So her parents took her to some rehab and a detox, and she's been fine ever since.
She got a huge support.
Yes, she does. She has a huge
That's
support
why
system.
she's winning right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you think they talk about heroin? Do they talk about the danger of prescription painkillers too? Because that's how a lot of people get started into heroin.
Actually, yeah, they do. They talk about, how sometimes painkillers are like a gateway to everything else, and they don't really go much into detail because, we're only in high school, but I think they should.
Yeah. I think a big thing that you brought up that's important to be talked about more in schools is like the withdrawal and like the consequences that the heavy drug use leads to. And like, because I don't know, I went to Webster Schroeder and spoke, and a lot of the kids, they didn't know about those things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel
Kids are definitely pretty clueless on that because schools don't touch base on that.
yeah, I remember health class when I was younger, and that was like a moon's age ago. But anyway, just kidding.
Last week.
Next week.
Baby,
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not gonna.
But they would just they talked a lot about like marijuana and alcohol and like all these crazy things that would happen if you used them, but it wasn't realistic things. It was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They'd be
I
like,
know exactly
oh,
what
it
you-
messes with the male hormone in your body and turns
Yeah.
it into a female hormone.
When you shoot the
But-
marijuana off, we're like, what?
They fail to inform you that you're gonna possibly go drive drunk and kill somebody, or
Yeah.
you're gonna possibly overdose, or you're gonna, you know what I mean? And
Right, or you might not even know you're becoming addicted. You might
Right.
just think that you're having fun, and because you're,
That's how it started with me.
right.
How it always starts. You're just having fun, and then
It just progresses.
Nobody said I want to be that.
No,
You don't know you're addicted. You don't know you're addicted until you try to stop.
right.
yep.
That's very true.
Do you
I
know?
wasn't an addict
Great,
until the drugs were gone.
Liar.
He was just
Um,
dependent.
Alice, who is on our live feed, just asked do you know if they carry Narcan at your school?
They don't.
No.
I think they should because I carry it. I carry it in my backpack ever since I got Narcan training with you.
Good
girl.
Yeah,
And
very good.
That's my girl.
I make sure, like my health teacher, she has shown people how to use it, but it's not used in our school. I think it should be because you never know.
Right. It's happening so often. We have Scott who's saying that there were 3 overdoses in Wayne County last
That's
week.
crazy.
Wow.
And he put too, your life starts in high school too. And that's definitely, where kids start to experience or experiment more.
Yeah.
At least for me, I know that's when I smoked pot for the first time and drank for the first time.
Yeah.
So I think communication is obviously a huge part of preventing your kids from, either, picking up the substance in the first place, or if they do, being able to come to you and talk to you, which I think you and your mom have a close enough relationship, and your dad, where if something happened, you would be like, okay, listen, I know you're gonna be upset,
Oh yeah.
but
Yes, we have a good relationship. with
Well,
our
I saw
dad.
a Facebook video actually like last week about this thing called Red Ribbon Week, right?
right,
And she was talking about, oh, wear camo, drugs can't find you. And she's like, this is ridiculous. She's like, drugs are not just going to be like, hey, we're here.
right.
You know?
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
drugs don't discriminate. They're gonna find you anywhere.
Right,
So-
right. Definitely.
Or you'll find out.
Right. And you do, especially, when you're starting to experiment. And I remember when I found Molly for the first time, I was like, dude,
That was my stuff right there.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to blame it all on Donnie.
That's what I do.
It's all his
Welcome.
fault.
You're welcome.
Just blame it on
Welcome.
Wait, I
Donnie.
just want to put something in there. I want to put something in there that, so today when we were doing the cleanup, we had this girl, she just came out of nowhere and was trying to talk to me thinking I was a drug dealer or if I knew where drugs were because
Oh my God.
of the way I looked.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Racial
But
profiling.
didn't she know your name?
Yeah, your Hope Dealer shirt. No indicator.
Huh. That's crazy.
That is
Were you not
crazy.
wearing your
Well,
shirt?
I mean, when we were standing right out in front of 821, some guy was yelling to someone about needing girl, which is the code word for cocaine. And
Yeah.
he's just yelling it blatantly across the street. It's like, what?
Yeah,
is
I mean,
going
you walk down Clinton.
Well,
Right.
remember that time that you and I were at the cell phone?
Oh yeah, I had just
Right outside.
yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
literally had
Moving
just
away.
gotten out of the car from inpatient, and we went to go get a phone. And we got out of the car, and this guy was offering us drugs. And it was like the first time I was like, no, I'm good. And I literally just got out. Like,
And I was
we got
clueless at that time. I didn't know what
It was
going
insane.
on.
Doesn't that feel great though, Steph?
oh my gosh, yeah, it was amazing. It was because I really didn't want it, and I was like, wow.
Some guy offered Brandon and I great death the other day. I'm not
Yeah,
even
that's
kidding.
right.
Yeah, straight up,
Wow.
Bob. He was like, we walk over to get a drink when we were at some.
And then I was being sarcastic with him, and then I figured out that I knew the guy.
Yeah, guy's like, Brandon.
I knew.
Oh my god.
I knew him from county.
I was gonna bring that part up.
Well, the sad thing is, too,
And then
Dead
people
air.
have walked up to me when I'm wearing my Rock Recovery Fitness shirt. I have numerous times, and I'm the Rock Recovery Fitness. And then people come up to me,
we're not on.
they're like, "Hey, you know where to get your powder?" Like, I do, but I'm not telling you.
You're like a living sober through fitness.
But do you really know?
Well, probably not anymore. It's been
Okay,
a long
there you
time.
go. That was a good question.
What were you about to say, Dina?
Oh, I was just gonna say, and the sad part about it too is they're standing right outside Huther Doyle.
Oh my God, yeah, right outside Houston Doyle, right outside.
Yeah, we're better to sell drugs than right outside rehab.
Right.
That's just crazy.
I actually went to Huther Doyle quite a few times, the one on East Avenue, and every time I went there for outpatient, I was in a room with one of my drug dealers.
Oh yeah.
Every
Right in my
time.
Vivid
Just
Doll.
to say, Huther Doyle is a very good place. It's
Awesome. Awesome.
not a drug spot.
No,
Right.
it is.
No, not at all.
Well, the drugs, good or bad.
Right.
Right.
And I wasn't trying to say that. I was just saying they're everywhere.
Right, right.
They're outside of all these.
Yes.
You come out, you get released from SBH. I've heard of people getting released from
Yep.
SBH, and literally someone's standing right there to offer them. So.
Yes,
I
they
just want to
are.
say, regardless of all that, like, if you want to be clean, you're gonna choose to be clean day by day.
You're gonna
Right,
eventually
right.
run into someone offering you drugs, or someone who has,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
or someone, or some
Of course.
kind of trigger, and you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to go through it.
If
Right.
you're ever gonna leave your house, you're gonna smell weed. You're gonna run into someone at a bus stop or on the bus.
Right. You're gonna see people drinking. You're gonna
Oh, I need a rip it. Oh, I can't go to the store. 'cause
If
I'm
you're-
gonna see- you know what I mean?
Right.
If your only plan for staying clean is never running into it, you're not going to get very far. It's going to happen.
right.
Apply the daily maintenance of program, whatever that may be, and I'm not saying just. Yeah, having a support group and whatever you may do to stay clean day by day is your program. And as long as you're doing something every day as far as spiritual maintenance and maintenance to stay clean and do something different other than using activities, then you should be fine. But just simply thinking that you're never going to run into it or everyone else is going to stop that's around you because you stopped or whatever, like that's just not the reality.
Right. We're going to take a quick another break because we have 2 more songs that we're going to play before we cut out of here. So we are going to play, what is this one?
Want me to just sing it?
NF? NF, what is it called? Wait.
NFA?
No,
What?
hold on. NF. If you want love. Wait.
Edited.
They swear in it? Do they swear in it?
No.
No. Oh, you're talking about, I know what you're talking about. Okay. We'll be right back, Rochester.
What does NFA stand
What
for?
No,
does
I'm
NFA
playing
stand
the one at the end. So this has been look at all these people in their bare feet. The kids are all like partying.
We have enough time.
You're like, I got
Let's
12.
see.
Yes, Scott, you're right. An Addict's Lifeline is our voice.
Kelly, you're sorry guys, I'm gonna put you down for a minute. You're Gogurt is right here.
I'm sure that he was right about that. He might have been on
Are you leaving? Okay.
How
Can you really bring me home?
long do we have for the commercial?
Like 5 minutes.
What song in that?
Does anyone have a phone like
You owe
cord?
me $3.
Phone cord? Do you have a phone cord?
You owe me $3.
I do not have a phone cord.
There's gotta be one here somewhere. Yeah, I have my freaking battery pack, but of course I didn't grab.
Damn, we went from 7 to 4.
We'll see. We live on the edge, so we'll see if it lasts till the end.
I just want to say my phone is like 10 times better than yours because I'm like straight up to date with all my talking. Just go ahead, say something.
Something. Where's it really is charged longer.
Yeah, but look at like literally yours is like when you talk, there's like a delay. Go ahead, talk.
No. Oh.
It was an easy thing to do. Just say something.
He's such a brat. Well, if my phone dies, Donnie's is still on. So Jake will grab it and do it.
You don't have a cord. She doesn't have a cord, but she has. You have one of these. You don't have a cord.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We only have like 15 minutes, so as long as it lasts, it should last. We'll see. I know, that is Donnie. He's such a brat. Yeah, he's one-upping me. Oh, such is life.
I wonder why we have to like squeeze stuff. Do they know that?
I don't think so. Probably not. People mess with stuff sometimes, and it just happens.
Yeah, I don't have any cord.
Do these do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. And we're back.
What's up, Raptor? Bang it out.
Yes. We only have like 15, 20 minutes left.
We need to get more hours. We really do. Because I have a lot to say right now.
Yeah? What do you want to say?
I just want to say that I don't know. I got Bella saying something in my ear.
Bella, do you want to get on? Get on, put on the headphones and get next to Uncle Donnie. Get into the mic, talk to the world.
Where's Jazz?
Say what you want to say, girl. There you go.
Oh, Jake's getting up in here too.
Say something. Take it away, Bella. Yep, you're doing good. Keep it going. And Closer, get closer. I'm like,
for the kids that have their family that are doing things that we aren't to do. Guess what? Just make sure if you have like your brother or sister that's older than you to take care of.
Oh.
there's not a dryer in the house.
No.
Bella, Bella.
That was good, Bella.
Your teeth got stolen
You
for a
guys
second.
missed it.
Ryan, I think we found your
Can
replacement.
you hear us? Nuffy, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
You're
Um,
not squeezing it.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that mic thing. Come here, Bellaboo. Bellaboo's gonna come take the seat over
I'm
here.
taking these now.
And
I just want to say there really wasn't a dry eye in the house. That's
That
what she had
was
to say.
so
Oh, yeah,
touching.
is there anything else you
What
want
did
to
I
say?
miss?
You missed a lot.
Oh, you
That was the
missed-
other show,
That was what, like 2 weeks ago?
like a month ago.
Oh, I'm way off.
Your time frames are just, it all blends together, doesn't it?
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, nicotine got a hold on you.
So,
Caffeine.
and
Bella has the floor.
Thank you, Bella.
if like you don't have one and you feel like you're left out of something, just imagine that someone is there for you.
Whoa. That's awesome.
I think what are you trying to say? Support's very important, right? Right, Bella? Having support not only for the people who are actively using drugs, but for the family members, right?
Yeah.
Because you needed support when mommy and daddy weren't able to support you, right? And thank goodness Jakey was around. And Papa.
That was good, Bella.
Good job, Bella.
Okay, say bye, Rochester.
Bye,
Too cute.
Oh my
too
gosh,
cute.
she's so cute.
I know that was-
Stop that, Donnie.
Gotta top that one.
Yeah, no. Not even gonna go there.
No. My daddy.
I think
Out of mouth.
the stuff that comes out of the babies. Yeah. And everyone knows I don't hide anything from my kids. Obviously, they witnessed a lot of stuff that they should not have. But dude, thank God for Jacob, because for real, I was not being the mom that I could be, or that I really am. And I'm just lucky now that I'm able to. So many people end up losing their lives or have no support system. And I think that's important for everybody to know. We need support in recovery. And
Also, your kids are watching.
right, it's
Even if you don't realize it.
Yes.
definitely.
I remember my counselor saying that he deals with a lot of males and females. They'll say, even when I was using, I was still a good mother or father. And he's like, but were you? You may think you were, but were you giving what you give when you're clean and sober? Absolutely not.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, maybe you provided the basics for still, for the time being. Maybe you didn't get to that point where you weren't providing the basics for your children. Well, were you there for them?
Unconditional love.
Yes,
yeah.
emotionally, physically, it's just, you weren't. It's that simple. And you weren't what you could be.
Right. And it's amazing in recovery what we can be. I mean, I have so much respect for every single one of you and everybody who's put up with our crap when in active addiction. It's just amazing the things that we can do. And speaking of the amazing things that we can do, since we're almost out of time, we are doing an amazing thing. We're putting together an event called Hope Stock.
Hope Stock.
It
Woo!
is in August 18th. It's going to be from 3 until 11-ish, probably
Ish.
later, but we're seeing 11.
Are we still having that bounce house?
We're having a bounce house. We're having activities for kids. It's going to be family friendly from 3 to 6.
I mean,
We're,
it's gonna be family
You can
friendly,
buy
like,
stock.
right. I'm just
it's not like there's gonna be
the
any craziness going on after 6, but I think it's.
some of the music might get
Yeah.
kind of crazy. So we just, it's going to be definitely a great atmosphere for
Mosh pit.
families.
For kids, yeah, we're gonna have kids activities going on.
Kids mosh pits.
I was just thinking that, like, taking the mod pit, what?
We'll separate it, obviously, so it's no one over 4 feet, so Chris will be there and punch
I'm going down.
Rocking kids.
Chris is the first one getting shut down.
We're also going to be doing a silent auction. Oh my God. Freaking-
Yeah, we
I
got,
can't take
we
you.
got Project Lean Nation,
Your phone's dying.
Top Rocks, and Atlantic Auto. We'll be donating certificates and figurine from Top Rocks.
And we have tons of other places that are going to be donating stuff. We're having baskets made. So
Chinese auction.
yeah, Chinese auction.
50-50.
Yeah.
Crystal also she commented earlier on a live video saying a band called Cry to the Blind is interested.
Awesome. We're super excited. We can't wait.
Awesome.
This is going to be lots of fun.
That'd be
And
that Rochester.
Come out, Rochester.
yes.
We want to
And
make it bigger than the walk. We had 250-ish people at the walk. We're trying to have way more at Hope Stop.
I just want to say for Hope Stock, it's not just for this organization, it's all for all of us because this is what's keeping us clean every day.
right.
This organization that we have started and everybody that's in it is clean. And just moving on and, building a new, exactly.
Right, and I don't think a lot of people realize like we're self-funded. Like everything, the majority of the stuff that we do is out of pocket
Yeah, they
from-
need to go get a job.
from our members. So I mean, it's just anything helps. And with saying that, we definitely are in need of clothing donations. We need men's pants.
Men's pants for sure.
There you go.
Shoes.
I'd say
Yeah,
from
shoes and sneakers.
size 28 to
30.
36.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need men's shorts also.
Oh, yep.
Gotcha, guys.
I mean, we're gonna be doing a lot of clothing handouts at the kickball game with that recovery. I know we had planned on that. So we're gonna really need basically to replenish our clothing donations, but we do have a lot of stuff for like winter time that we're trying to dwindle down because we don't exactly have the storage to hold it until next winter, and we don't have the funds to pay for a storage facility. So basically, we're just trying to keep clothing for whatever season it is,
Right.
as we go, and replenish as the seasons come again.
And we're literally storing this stuff at our houses too.
Yeah.
We know so many people need it, and we want to help as many people as possible.
We definitely need, we're really in need of like trial size personal hygiene products of any kind. We had a ton of personal hygiene bags that we were handing out for a while and stuff that we were handing out individually at 821. We're now basically out of stuff. I think we have a few bottles